Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 14 of Solstice Blessings. We are 2/3 of the way through this offering, and I am so thrilled by how it's unfolding and the opportunities that as a collective we are stepping into. So today I have been guided. I'm all set up to bring through some angel messages and a yearly reading. So if you're interested in either of those or a grounding with Gaia, personalized meditation and reading, please do visit my website, lisalyle.com. One more week. These offers are available for one more week only. So I really felt guided to, as I was setting up for the angel messages, I was looking for some other decks. I wasn't sure which decks I was looking for, and I came across two. The one that's relevant to us is the Tree Angel Oracle. And for the past 2 days, we've been discussing the Tree of Life. I told you that I visualize us all as trees of life, saplings of light. And so I really feel that I'm to pull a card or two from this deck for all of us. But before we do that, if you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I trust that something found here will touch your beautiful heart and inspire you to live your healing art. We're going to work with the heart chakra singing bowl here for a few breaths. So just breathing in as we connect. That feels better. It felt like a crown kind of a day since we are the crowning glory of the sacred tree of life. So let's get right into this and pull a card or two. Okay, that fell. We're going to just, of course it fell. Blackthorn, number 12. And as the singing bowl stopped and I was getting ready to pull the cards, it was 3:23 on the clock. And that really speaks of this divine masculine energy. It also speaks of this, as I see it, this 5 frequency. And change, this has come up earlier in these messages. Change is not easy. And what happens when the change is not, whether we want the change, whether we like the change, whether we're happy about the change, it's still uncomfortable. And our feelings around it don't change it a whole lot, unless, of course, we choose to see the optimistic view, the upside of life. And bringing me back to the divine masculine, this is a time where we are really called, and I know many of you connecting with this are the divine feminine in form this lifetime. And we are all, the powerful divine feminine, the embodied divine feminine truly desires and seeks her divine counterpart in the masculine. And to this point, for many of us, there has been disappointment with respect to, you know, intimate relationships with the opposite sex. And so I feel that at this time, we are really called to support ourselves in deeply nurturing ways. And as we do, we are supporting our divine masculine counterpart to rise in his own glory, in his own stability. And, it's not a journey for the faint of heart. And as we, you know, with 1 week left of this particular offering, it was inspired by a great loss in the physical sense that was experienced in my lifetime, 5 years minus a week ago. And there's been all kinds of stuff rising up from within, unhealed emotional baggage that has really been, it feels like the baggage has been lightened each day that we get closer to this anniversary. And it's not a happy anniversary. And yet this anniversary speaks of new life. This anniversary speaks of moving forward, cocky, confident, that we are on the pathway, the soul pathway that we are meant to travel in this lifetime, and everything that's come before. And those anniversaries, and perhaps those sad anniversaries, we are being asked to transform our reaction to them, if you will, or our commitment to them, because many of us are really committed to holding on to the pain we've experienced. And it's like muscle memory, right? If you haven't worked out for a while and you're being called to work back out, get at it. 21 days to make or break a habit, and there's muscle memory. And it's the same with what we've experienced with respect to trauma, with respect to heartache. Remember, our hearts don't break, they simply ache. And what are they aching for? What are they seeking? What are they longing for? More love. And it's not about getting that love from another or having another fill our cup. It's about the daily practices in our life that fill our cup, that allow us to, as the beacon of light, go out there and work our magic, do our thing, our groove thing. And as we do, with any luck, we're inspiring, we're elevating those around us to do the same. And, our journeys don't all look the same. And yet the deepest part of us, the deepest longing within all of us, is this energy of unconditional love. So all of that from Black Hawthorn that fell, or Blackthorn. Why am I calling it Hawthorn? Maybe Hawthorn is a potentially, look it up if that's, perhaps it's a potentially life-enhancing herb that we're meant to use. I'm going to look it up, but I'm putting Blackthorn back in. Number 12 was just, I had to giggle at that and feel the ever-loving presence of spirit around me. So 9 minutes in, let's get. So I'm asking for a card for the greatest and highest good for all who are connecting with this, that supports our ability in our unique and personal experience to honor our roots. Wow, pair. And it's a number 31, which is a 4. And mirror image of 31 is 13, the divine feminine. Let me just tune into pair. So what I'm hearing is that our life is meant to be like biting in to a perfectly ripe pear. And if you've ever had a perfectly ripe pear, lots of times pears, because of where our food source, our food supply is coming from, they're not local. The produce that we get in my part of the world is not local during the winter seasons and hardly during the growing season, unless you're growing it yourself. So a lot of time the produce we get is not ripe. It's not ripe. It's not ready to be eaten when we buy it. And so we bring it home, we wash it, and we wait for it to ripen up. And then all of a sudden there's that day that that pear is ready. And you can feel it. It just gently gives under there's slight give under your finger or your thumb when you press into it, and then you bite into it. And the juice spills down your face, and maybe you drip it on your shirt, and it is absolutely delicious. And I feel like this is, an analogy for life. And, I don't know if you can see it here, but it looks like there's, it's almost like I'm feeling a bit of a devil energy holding the hermit energy inside the lamp. And the hermit is us, the star. And we're here to break free from, this the things, the ultimately the time hasn't been ripe until this moment, and now it is ripe for us to take a bite and to truly go for it and live our best life, and to again not be waiting for external circumstances to be right or to be perfect, knowing that we are perfect in this moment and we are being called to show up for ourselves in a myriad of ways each and every day. Let's pull one more at 12:12. And it's almost like we've been holding ourselves back. Our thoughts about things, our thoughts about our experience, our feelings around our own worth and deservability. And let me assure you here and now, each and every one of us deserves love. We are worthy and deserving of love. And we are not bound to our past heartache. We are not bound to mistakes or regrets of the past. We're really being asked to release them. Remember the other day, it was like as the tree grows, the bark, it outgrows its bark. It's like the snake shedding its skin. We're the trees outgrowing our bark, and we're being called to allow the bark to fall like our leaves have fallen, and allow Mother Earth to rework that as nutrients to support our roots. And so, yeah, that feels beautiful. The card has fallen. The card has fallen, so let's see what it is. Oh, 13. So 31, 13. It's perfect. And this is the yew tree. And all I see there is a womb there, the sacred womb of the divine feminine, the sacred lover, the giving mother, the really the giver of all life. And we're lighting up. This is where we're healing. If you notice, all that's lit up here is below the heart space. So through the solar plexus, the sacral chakra, and the roots. And this is really about, I'm hearing like our fallopian tubes. I'm seeing the visual of the scale, the signs of the symbol of Libra, the scales being balanced. And it's all about our spine, aligning with our spine. I'm like sitting a little bit forward here. And it feels uncomfortable. So how do you feel in the back of your body? How does the space below your heart feel? Are your hips tight? Is your low back hurting? Are you, if you're a woman who's still fortunate enough to be menstruating, how are your monthly cycles? Do you create ceremony and honor the sacredness of that time in your life? Or is it like, it's the agony of it all? See if you can shift it. See if you can shift it. And working with our breath, which coming January 2024, beginning on New Year's Day, we are going to be doing a journey of 21 days of sacred breath. So every day I'll come here, maybe I'll do it live for that 21-day offering, and we're going to breathe together, and we're going to support each other to go deeper and deeper and deeper with our breath, so that we can expand and expand and expand upward and outward. So I'm going to read the guidebook messages for these two cards. Honor the holy vessel of light that you are. You know, I've got my crown on, and she's got her crown on there. And this is totally that wise woman energy, that medicine woman energy. We've been through it all. There's a belief in Native teachings that we do not reach adulthood. We are not like a mature adult until our 50th winter. So if you're out there and you're of my vintage, we're it now. So we must conduct ourselves accordingly. And what are we bringing to the table? What kind of example are we setting? Okay, so let's see what this tree says. Oh, there's blackthorn. So actually, I'm going to just read this little piece of prose that comes before the message of blackthorn, because, wow. It says, the worst dangers in the world are hidden inside of you. Be aware of your shadow. And this is what I feel is going on for a lot of people, and in particular, the divine masculine, because let's face it, many men are not conducting themselves in accordance and alignment with the divine masculine that they came here to be. And we're just going to leave it at that. But yes, shadow work, it's important stuff. Be aware of your shadow. Fear is its only source of power. Let your heart glow. Clothe yourself in white light and heal the wounds. I'm like, okay, that's it. See ya. No, it's not it. It's really beautiful, though. It's really beautiful. And it is it for where we're at. It's the sacred feminine holding space for the divine masculine to come home to his beautiful heart, to come home to the experience of joy, the experience of union, the experience of sacredness in everyday life. So we're going to start with the yew tree. And it says, the oldest of norms, destinies loom. The yew lives at the source, at the first-born root of the tree of eternity. It is from here the rainbow that holds the world together rises. I could cry. Instead, I'll smile and laugh. And if I was crying, it would be tears of joy, not really sadness. And yet, if you're feeling the need to cry, let it out. I had a good cry a couple nights ago. And I still feel like there's more there to come out. It's almost like I stopped myself a little bit. And yet, it was a good release. It was a good release. So it is from here that the rainbow that holds the world together rises. And it is here that the true treasure of all legends lies. Wisdom, eternal youth, and the secret riches of eternity itself. Not the endless past, nor the interminable future, but the eternal present. This is where life is lived. Past, present, future, all lives now. And life is now. There's that computer program, PowerPoint. We are the PowerPoint, and now is always the PowerPoint. So if you're not having a great day, you can just turn it around with a simple intention and a heart-centered intention to shift it. This is how powerful you are. The angel of yew is so deeply rooted in timelessness that the yew tree can easily outlive even the oldest linden. As long ago as the Stone Age era, the yew was the symbol of eternity and the dance of changing forms in nature and the power of self-rejuvenation. The yew is the great goddess's womb from which all life springs forth and to which all life returns after death to be born again. Since the yew lends the soul through the dance forms, I love dancing. It has long been planted and summoned in graveyards. So what, are we supposed to go dance in the graveyard? And haven't we always, isn't there that saying out there like, oh, it's like dancing on someone's grave? Perhaps, no disrespect. I respect everyone's beliefs. Yet maybe that is what we are meant to do, is to dance around those who have left the vessel of flesh. They have advanced to a higher level of understanding that us mere mortals here still with a beating heart and breathing have yet to understand, have yet to experience. So perhaps we are meant to really be joyful and call forth. I'm not saying go dance in a graveyard. Yet, hey, if you're so inspired, perhaps that's something to do, respectfully, of course. The gift of the yew, this archetypal mother, is transformation. Be ready to renew yourself in this world or the next, and to transcend your present boundaries. What is it that really matters in the face of death? This is so beautiful. Even death loses its thorns in the all-consuming light of love. Only true change motivated by love matters. Confirmation of what already came through for us. On which side of death's doorway this takes place is secondary to love itself. This is cause for celebration, as we are all safe and secure within the ever-changing dance of love. With you's strength, which is to see all aspects of life in relation to death and eternity, we lose ourselves completely. If love no longer informs our consciousness, we become contaminated by fear. Fear of death translates into fear of life itself, fear of the unknown, of the night, of the future, fear of knowledge, fear of the true self. So we try to distract ourselves via consumerism, consumerism, pleasure seeking, and abuse. And I was feeling that with this pear tree. It looks like the devil there. And it's like, are we willing to let go of our addictive tendencies? And you may say, well, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't, what do I do? Addiction doesn't have to just look like alcohol and drugs, nicotine. It can be food, it can be sex, it can be thought patterns, it can be relationships, it can be self-defeating behaviors. Addiction, and which really all addiction flows from and stems from trauma, it's up to us to heal it. And this is what holds us back. And this is like, there's the addiction, there's that devil energy, okay? There's that devil energy holding us in the light. And look, we're lighting it up for him. We're lighting it up. And he's got us trapped in thinking we can't move, trapped in thinking we can't do this. We're not good enough. I don't deserve this. Yes, you do. You don't actually deserve all that you've been settling for. You deserve so much more. So let's see what the pear has to say. Oh, let's read the little, geez. Okay, so it says here, death is just a gateway as the journey through eternity. And when death finds you, make sure you are fully alive. And how many are living while alive in this vessel of flesh? How many are truly living? Every moment, every encounter, a unique, awesome present. What is the real treasure of life? And you are. And you're here to discover the treasure, the pot of gold beyond the rainbow, the booty that the pirates got in the treasure, X marks the spot, the treasure chest. It's your own beating heart. And are you willing to trust it? Are you willing to open it again? And it's a brave soul who opens their heart time and time again after the aches and the perceived breaks. They're just like glitches. And we are here to scratch the itch of the soul, the longing for love. We are here to fulfill that. Wow. Whew. Okay, so pear. Fruits of the wild pear are small, tart, and very dry. But as early as the second millennium BC, different varieties of pear were being cultivated in Persia. The Caucasus and southern Russia, and later they were cultivated by the ancient Greeks too. Around 600 BC, Homer described a garden full of fragrant pears. The sharp taste and thorns. The pear belongs to the rose family. I did not know that. Sharp taste and thorns, the pear belongs to the rose family, were bred out of the pear. And the pear that we know and treasure today developed and evolved further with its sensual sweetness and Oh, you know what they're showing me? A pear. I see. And flipping it. So it's that full womb, and oh, beautiful. And the tree we know, sweet, sensual, and oh my goodness, evolved further with its sensual sweetness and sweet sensuality. Pears are also healthy, having a generally cleansing and diuretic effect on the body, reducing both fever and blood pressure. To a large extent, the angel of pear represents the Venus principle. Venus is love. Venus is that Libran energy. Love. How can we bring more love into our experience? How can we heal from our experience around love and with love? To a large extent, to a large extent, pear represents the Venus principle and its positive aspects in particular. It provides a sense of proportion, harmony, and balance, aesthetics, art, and good taste. It is a good omen for partnerships and relationships in general, since its qualities enhance understanding, empathy, tenderness, eroticism, coming together, and unity, as well as consistency, beauty, and delight. Spiritually, pear connects us with forgiveness. That's beautiful. The danger that goes hand in hand with the energy of Venus, however, is that we want more. It's never enough. We try to cling to moments that have passed, attempting to prolong the pleasure to the end by both pure and impure means. In this way, sweetness corrupts, becoming excess. So the angel of pear also has a test for us. We must recognize that it is not just about superficial pleasure, but rather about giving ourselves and others lasting joy. Joy, joy, joy for all God's girls and boys, right? All children of the earth deserve abundance, the abundance of this world. Seductive beauty and sensuousness can sometimes beguile us utterly, but must not be allowed to undermine us entirely. Otherwise, our fate would be that of the wanton crew of Odysseus. who were all turned to pigs by Circe because they pursued her female servants. Remember that a tree enjoys the kiss of sunlight and the touch of the wind, and yet remains firmly rooted in the ground. Enjoy yourself without holding back. Forget your ego in pleasure, yet never lose your sense of self. You are worthy and deserving of love. Love and respect yourself enough to command love and respect from others. Without the sweet blessings of the pair angel, life is dry and lonely, and our deepening search for happiness brings only excess, coarseness, and tastelessness. Ew. See, that's like that raw, dry pear, right? That you bite into and it's just like no taste, no juice. No juice. We want the juice of life. We want the sweet nectar of life. Okay, and it says, the oracle says, do what feels right. Trust your instincts. Find the beauty in everything, the perfect measure, the meeting. Enjoy open-hearted touch and the sweetness of given fruit. Do not cling on to anything. And that's really beautiful. And so as we wrap up today, oh, that was a long one, day 14. I hope that you go out there. I hope that there was something here that touched your beautiful heart. Please go out there and taste, enjoy the sweetness of life, and know that you are the sweetness of life. It's time to nurture your roots, plant your feet, and allow the beauty that wants to be born through you to explode into the world as a rainbow of light, sweetness, and joy, joy, joy. Give me a thumbs up, drop a comment down below. Please do subscribe and share these messages with anyone that you feel may benefit from this little fruit. Until next time, I see you, I feel you, I love you. Thanks so much for being here.